Good afternoon and welcome to the final in our satellite series for Sicon Distribution. You'll see on the screen at the moment that we're looking at the good old journey of the umbrella, where you'll notice within the Sicon Distribution section that we have a number of modules, 9 in total, for distribution. We've covered each of these individually and there will be a recording available for each one of them. And today we'll be covering the stock matrix side of things. This particular module, as part of distribution, is probably the most unique in that it's not for everybody. However, if you have a specific requirement around creating stock items, multiple SKUs therefore, for different colours, size, style, for any type of product, then this is the product for you. So what stock matrix effectively does is gives you 3 elements. So the first thing it will do for you is give you the ability to be able to create as many SKUs as you need to based on your attributes, size and color, and derivatives of those. It will also then give you the opportunity in sales order processing and purchase order processing, the ability to use the stock matrix as a quick order entry point. So we're just going to pop ourselves into Sage and you'll notice that I've got a stack of umbrellas which have been created. So how did we create these umbrellas in one quick and easy process? Part of distribution, this is stock matrix. As you'll see down here, when we pop into the stock matrix settings, we have a number of different attributes that we can set for effectively your X and Y axes. Ultimately, I could have things like size, color, arm style. There's a variety of things that I've already created. And underneath that, you can enter in whatever those attribute options might be. So in the case of size, I've got a 4, a 6, an 8, a 10, a 12, a 16, and equally different derivatives of that. So small, medium, large, extra large, and we can have as many of these as we need to. Have a look at the color and you'll see that we've got all of our colors. Have a look at the handle and you'll see that I've got wood, black leather and tan. So the process this afternoon was for me to be able to create as many umbrellas as I needed to and the SKUs for them, depending on their colour and the potential option of the different type of handles that they could have. So rather than me going in and creating all of these individual stock items, which is what you would have to do manually, then this is what stock matrix does for you. The ability for you to be able to create the SKUs based on all of those attributes and combine them together. So again, you can have as many different attributes and attribute options as you need, and then you select them when you go into your stock matrix groups. So if we just close out of this one and we just pop ourselves into the stock matrix groups, you'll see that I have a number of different groups: my pencil skirts, jumpers, chairs, fragrance, and now my umbrella. When we go into the umbrella, you'll see that I have chosen my color and the handle as the X and Y axes of my matrix, my grid. In here, we will be able to see the colors that I have chosen and the handles that I have chosen. If I was to choose size, I wouldn't need to choose every option. So if I wanted to create multiple SKUs that was simply small, medium and large, I can select those which are relevant to the SKUs that I want to create. So for the purpose of today's exercise, my umbrellas were indeed of a particular colour, all of those colours, and with all of these different options for the handle type. At the top of the screen, you'll see that I've created a group called umbrella. My additional information is my Sicon umbrella variations. My stock item format, I've asked for it to have a preceding UMB with a comma separating the colour and a comma separating the handle type. The end result was one single place where all of those stock items were created. I can also, in here, use the ability to say it's this location that I'd like them to be added to. This is my preferred supplier. I can also add additional suppliers. I can also give it a weight, and again, specifically relevant if you're using some of the other distribution modules. And what you'll also notice is that I can generate the stock codes and see what they look like before I then accept them to generate the stock items. Once they are generated, I can take any of these items or all of them and set the prices. And I can also add stock from here as well. So again, makes it really super simple when you create these right from the very beginning. Having created my stock matrix and having created all of the fundamental information that I need, I then have the result of that, which is a list of new SKUs. At the moment, I don't have any stock of them. And if we just pop ourselves into any one of these, so I'm just going to go in and open up that particular item, and you'll see that the attributes that I have set, not just in terms of what it looks like as a code and a name, but the location that I've said is the default. And in my suppliers, you'll see that D'Souza does indeed come through as the supplier. So one single place, multiple items. I've created approximately 45, I think it is, different derivatives of the same stock item, yet individual SKUs, which is of course how you would need to sell them and buy them. However, one single place for us to be able to do that. Where it gets even more clever is if you've got a very, very large list of different attributes. So all of the different colors and all of the different sizes across all of my different ranges. If you've got a requirement to have something that has more than 2 attributes in your matrix, then create another stock matrix for it. So in the case of my umbrellas, for instance, what I really wanted was 3 different things. I wanted to be able to say, what is my size, small, medium, and large, my color, and my handle type. So in that scenario, what I could do is create a group that says large umbrellas and have all of the colors and the handle types. Then I could have small umbrellas and again have my colors and my handle types. And then I could have my medium umbrellas and then again my colors and my handle types. So a very, very quick way of being able to create multiple SKUs and all of the information that needs to go into my stock item in order for it to be a viable item for sale and purchase. So now that we've established our SKUs by using the stock matrix groups and the stock matrix settings, we can go into any of our standard screens now, our sales order processing or purchase order processing, and use that stock matrix to make ordering much simpler. So first thing that we're going to do is pop ourselves into sales order processing and into my sales order list. We're just going to pop ourselves in to create a new full order. And you'll see when we put on our order for these lovely guys at Acme who always want everything in a pink box. For those of you that have been with me on this journey in this satellite series for distribution, you'll know that I've got pretty much everything that we do in distribution switched on. So of course, using the stock matrix as well will also allow me to utilize some of the other available options in the other distribution modules, as well as all of the other things that we do inside of Sicon. This particular one for my pop-ups is part of the enhancement pack. That one there was stock management. Again, more about stock management. So I've got lots of different clicks that I'm going through, which obviously can be tailored down. We're just going to put in our order number for our customer. And in here, as you can see, is my matrix button, where again, I can filter the matrix group drop down by group name or by item code. I'm going to choose my group name. So of course, I'm going to choose my umbrellas. That gives my lovely little grid. These are all of the individual SKUs. So my wood, black, leather, tan leather against my colors. My customer, from a wholesale perspective, normally in the realms of distribution, may be ordering, let's say, 12 of the green ones in wood, 5 of the green ones with the black leather handle, and 4 of the green ones with the tan leather handle. They might also want some in navy. So we're just going to say that they'd like 11 of the black leather handled navy ones. And we'll also have them having some red ones as well. So they're going to have some red umbrellas, 8 of those. And as you can see, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lines effectively, which can be added. I can see it in my grid view. I can also see it in the list view, and I can add the quantity in here. I'm going to stay with my grid view, I'm just going to add those to my sales order. It asks me if I would like to edit any of the lines, prices or discounts. Now, of course, if I've added the prices in right at the very beginning, if there's a price book for it, it's going to take that level of information. I haven't gone that far, so obviously I would need to go in and add the pricing in, but for the purpose of today's exercise, I'm sure you get the general gist. So we're just going to say no to that, and it will then allow me to see each of those derivatives added to my sales order. One quick and easy place to be able to do that. And as we can see, at the moment, there is no value in there. So I would need to go in and actually set my value. But if I'd set my prices against my stock matrix, it would obviously bring those forward. And if there is, of course, a price book price for it, again, bring those forward too. So I'm simply going to say save to this one. Of course, it is going to put that on hold for me because I don't have any prices in there, but that's absolutely fine. So I'll say yes to continue with that, no to my back-to-back. But what we've effectively done in a very short space of time is created the SKUs and now given us the ability to be able to create my sales orders using that matrix. And you can use it for multiple different items all on a single order. So I could add another set, going back to my theory of having one set for large umbrellas, another one for medium and another one for small. Again, I can use individual stock matrices to be able to complete my sales order. Likewise, when we go in and look at purchase order processing and into my purchase order list, where we're going to create a new order. And of course, this is going to be for my supplier called D'Souza, who I have set as the preferred supplier of my item. In goes my reference number. And again, the ability for you to be able to see that matrix item sitting at the bottom of the screen. And again, we can do it by grid, we can do it by list. Again, we're just going to choose our umbrellas. And again, this time we are going to pick up our black wooden handled umbrellas. We're also going to have some orange ones which have black leather, and we're going to say that we want some with the tan leather as well. We'll also have some yellow ones, so we'll have 6 of those and 3 of those, and then some purple ones as well. In reality, my sales order, remember, now has demand which I wasn't able to satisfy because I've got no stock of it. Therefore, I don't have to have stock of any of my SKUs which have been created off of my stock matrix. If I'm using Sicon material planning as part of the distribution portfolio, then that demand becomes part of the material planning demand. So that again gives me an option to be able to see all of the things that I need to purchase. What we're doing is simply going in and adding to that purchase order by using the matrix, which has been created off the back of our SKUs. And there you can see everything added in. Again, remember, our pricing could have been set against the supplier at list price. I, again, haven't set any prices for the purpose of today's exercise, just to give you the well-rounded view of everything that we've got. Again, I'm using Sicon documents as well. So I've got a little prompt on the screen that's telling me that no purchase quote has actually been added to this particular purchase order. So I'm just going to add one of those in. So let's just have any image will do. We're just going to have a Sage image today, which will represent my quotation. And then again, we're just going to save that away. And having done that, we now have a list of SKUs which has been created off the back of our stock matrix. Those SKUs, so just pop ourselves back in one more time. Those SKUs, as you can see, are listed out here, one click of a button. That then becomes available to me in sales order processing and purchase order processing as a matrix or a list view, making order entry simple. It is no more complicated than that. But the practical application of stock matrix isn't just for those companies which are doing clothing, for instance. It lends itself very nicely to clothing. But imagine any company which has different derivatives of the same item. My umbrellas are a classic example of that. But even down to things like baby milk, for instance. the difference between baby milk, which is for your 0 to 3 months, your 3 months to 6 months, your 6 months to 9 months, creating the different SKUs and being able to then create our sales orders and purchase orders off the back of that in a quick and easy way is Stock Matrix in a nutshell.